They say intelligence is a gift, a blessing, a higher awareness. But what if I told you it's also a curse? What if the very thing that makes you smarter than most is the same thing that slowly eats away at your soul? We don't talk about that, do we? We praise intellect, we admire it, celebrate it, put it on pedestals, but we rarely ask, why do so many of the most brilliant minds in history suffer so deeply? Why does genius often come hand in hand with unbearable pain? Maybe it's not coincidence. Maybe the deeper you think, the deeper you hurt. Look back through time. Friedrich Nietzsche, Virginia Woolf, Alan Turing, Sylvia Plath, David Foster Wallace, all geniuses in their own right, all haunted by depression, isolation, and in some cases, death by their own hand. These were not weak people. They were warriors of the mind, but their minds, over time, turned against them. We assume that intelligence protects us, that it gives us control, clarity, purpose. But intelligence isn't clarity, it's exposure. Exposure to truths most people never see. An intelligent mind doesn't just understand the world, it sees through it. It sees the lies, the hypocrisy, the absurdity. And once you see that, once you really see it, you can't unsee it. You become painfully aware of the emptiness behind social conventions, the absurd loop of chasing success, only to find it hollow. The performative nature of relationships, the fragility of human life, the inevitability of death, that awareness can be liberating or devastating. For many it's both, because the smartest minds don't just observe the world, they internalize it. They question everything, including themselves. They overanalyze, overthink, overfeel. Their thoughts go to places most people avoid, and in those depths they often find darkness. Studies have shown a strong correlation between high IQ and mental health issues. Anxiety, depression, existential dread, there's even a term for it, existential depression, a condition not rooted in trauma, but in thinking too much, too deeply, too often. Imagine waking up every day with a storm of thoughts swirling in your mind. You see the suffering in the world, and you feel it, as if it were your own. You contemplate your own insignificance in an infinite universe. You question whether anything truly matters and come up empty. It's not dramatization. It's the reality for many. In fact, a 2018 study from Pitzer College found that highly intelligent individuals were significantly more prone to psychological distress, and that their heightened sensitivity, both intellectually and emotionally, made them more vulnerable to feelings of isolation and despair. Because here's the twist no one talks about. Intelligence doesn't make life easier. It makes it more complicated. The more you understand, the more you question. The more you question, the less peace you feel. And this isn't just philosophical, it's chemical. Highly intelligent brains often process information differently. They don't filter out stimuli like most brains do. They notice everything: the flicker in someone's eyes, the tone in a sentence, the contradiction in a statement. This constant processing can lead to emotional exhaustion. They don't just feel sad. They analyze their sadness. They don't just feel lonely. They dissect the concept of loneliness. They don't just fear death. They obsess over the meaninglessness of life itself, and that can be isolating. How do you talk about these thoughts without sounding insane? How do you explain to someone that your pain isn't circumstantial, it's existential? You don't. You stay quiet. You retreat. You fake a smile. You pretend everything is fine, because most people wouldn't understand. Not because they don't care, but because they don't see the world the way you do. And over time, that gap between what you feel and what you express widens, until one day you don't feel much at all, just a quiet, constant ache in the background, a kind of sadness that doesn't scream. It whispers, Einstein once said, "It is strange to be known so universally, and yet to be so lonely." Think about that. The man who reshaped our understanding of the universe felt deeply alone, because knowledge, for all its beauty, doesn't fill the human void. It can explain the mechanics of existence, but not the meaning of it. And when meaning is absent, even brilliance begins to feel like a burden. So why does this happen? Part of it lies in how we define intelligence. In society, we glorify logical intelligence, analytical thinking, academic achievement, intellectual productivity. But we rarely nurture emotional intelligence, the ability to navigate feelings, build authentic connections, regulate inner turmoil. The result, a generation of people who are mentally brilliant but emotionally starved. They can deconstruct Plato, but can't tell you why they cry at night. They can solve equations, but not their own emptiness. They can create art, technology, and systems, but still feel like something essential is missing, because intelligence without connection is isolation, and brilliance without meaning is suffering. That's the paradox. The very mind that can imagine a better world often struggles to survive in this one, but it doesn't have to end there, because while intelligence can make you fall deeper, it can also help you rise. The same mind that questions everything can eventually learn to question its own suffering. Why do I feel this way? What beliefs am I holding on to? Is there another way to see this? Philosophers like Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, believed that even in the face of immense suffering, humans can find meaning. That meaning doesn't come from having all the answers, but from choosing how we respond to the chaos. He wrote, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. That's the path forward, not to suppress the depth of your mind, but to anchor it, to turn curiosity inward, to build not just knowledge but wisdom, to cultivate stillness in the noise, to understand that life is not meant to be solved, it's meant to be lived, and that perhaps the most intelligent thing we can do is to make peace with what we'll never fully understand, because in the end, intelligence is not about having a brilliant mind, it's about learning how to live with one." If this message resonated with you, if you've ever felt like your thoughts were too loud, your emotions too intense, or your mind too heavy, know this: you are not broken, you are not alone, you are simply seeing what others don't. And while that vision can feel like a curse, it can also be your gift, a gift that, when understood, can not only transform your life, but help others who are silently struggling, just like you. So ask yourself, what if your pain isn't a flaw, but a signal, a call to look deeper, feel deeper, live deeper? Let that question linger. And if this video made you pause, think, or feel something you hadn't in a while, give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more introspective journeys like this one. But more importantly, take a moment after this video not to scroll, not to run, but to sit in silence. And ask yourself what kind of life your brilliant mind truly wants to live. Because maybe, just maybe, your deepest pain is pointing you toward your greatest truth.